Hello, my babe. Hi. Oh my God. It is so good to be back with you. Hi. It is it's way into the day where I'm recording at. I'm recording from Toronto and it's 4:30 p.m. So, hi. Almost good evening. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Hope your week is starting out well if you're catching this on Monday. My day has been going pretty good. I had um I had a fantastic start to my day actually, and this is what inspired me to come, connect with you. Oh, Mr. Benito. Yesterday was Benito Bowl, okay? I really don't know anything about the Super Bowl. That's America's business. But I was there for the Benito Bowl, okay? I did not catch it live. I caught it this morning. So the Super Bowl happened yesterday, Sunday, the 8th of February, 2026. So I caught it today, Monday morning. And when I tell you, I was screaming in my parlor. Oh my God. Like, Mr. Benito is the most exciting man on the planet right now. Like, no joke. Like, I don't know who is coming for that crown, but right now I feel like Mr. Benito Anta- Antonio Martinez Ocasio. Mr. Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio. Yes, I got it. Like that man is the most exciting man. And he's only 32. Well, I think he's gonna be turning 32 this year. I stand corrected on that. But he's very young, and to have this much excitement behind you, this much enthusiasm, this much reason, like the young people will say, this much, charisma and power. Honestly, he's a very powerful man. And I just want to get into, my thoughts on the performance. I thought it was beautiful. And it was so interesting to like really watch how the NFL, really like they really like gave him the floor. They actually the field. They gave Mr. Benito the field. They told him, yo, do what you want, bring Puerto Rico to our field and do as you please, okay? Bring your friends, bring everyone and come party on our field. And that is exactly what Mr. Benito and his crew did. Like it was so beautiful to watch, to like see Puerto Rican, a slice of Puerto Rican culture, the people. And what even like amazed me was the attention to details as well, like you had the young kid sleeping on the chair in the party, in the convenience store, s- store, what should I call it? Staging, right? He had some convenience stores right there as part of the staging. And you could see all the different signs that you would find in a convenience store. For example, we accept EBT payments. Oh my God. I was like, Mr. Benito, are you serious? Then come down to the sugarcane fields, to the electric poles. I'm just like, my God. Oh my God. And also the palace set when he fell into the building. I'm just like, yo, like the attention to detail was just, it was mind blowing. It was awe inspiring. I'm just like, yo, this guy is really an artist. Like, this is an artist, okay? He's very, very serious about his craft. He takes it so seriously, and I really, really admire that. And I know there was a lot of controversy around his performance, right? With Potus and his crew, making a lot of trouble, causing a lot of ruckus leading up to the Super Bowl performance. So I'm just so happy to know that that did not sway the NFL to decide against having Mr. Benito on stage. I'm happy also that Mr. Benito, he actually had a historic record, apparently 135 million viewers, the most viewed halftime performance in NFL Super Bowl history. Like he smashed that last night. So I'm just like, this is just the power of, I'm like, this is the power of music. This is the power of, what excitement can do. And I also have a feeling that all of the controversy, contributed to that historic record breaking night. So It's like honestly, this is a lesson of, just let your haters talk. Just let them do the talking. You just focus on what it is you're doing. Just focus on what it is you're doing and just let them make all the noise. And I'm so happy that, the performance like exceeded all of our expectations because I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that. I mean, I know Benito he's a consummate performer. He's very energetic on stage. He's an artist. So I mean, we're expecting something, amazing, but like not on that level. Like the performances were so energetic, and also the people he brought out as well. Like I was so surprised to see Lady Gaga there. I was like, oh my god! And she was really trying to hit the salsa. I was like, she was trying to do salsa, going 1 2 step. I was like, okay, Lady Gaga. And then the man with the little thing was just going beside her, looking at her, just going. No, that performance was so exciting. I'm like, this is the energy that Benito gives people. And I don't know about you, but I feel like this is the case for most people. Like he just gives people a lot of excitement and a lot of energy and a lot of there's just this joy. You can't sit still when you listen to his music. You just have to move your body somehow. And it's so cool. And it brings me to my next point, right? When it comes to like my thoughts on the wider what should I say? The wide I would say the observance I have made about him as an artist, right? And what draws me towards him. And I feel like this is what also draws other people towards him as well. And it's really just about, the pride he carries for his people. Like it's so evident, especially in his most recent DMTF album. Like you can see that pride he has for his people. You can see the pride he has for his culture, where he's from, Puerto Rico. Like, but I don't think Mr. Benito can make a whole sentence without shouting out Puerto Rico. Like, whenever we hear Puerto Rico, we think of Mr. Benito. So, like, just that pride for his people, culture, his country, and also with an undercurrent of that resistance, right? Because Puerto Rico has a long history. The history. I don't want to get into the history of Puerto Rico and their relations with America. When I say America, I mean United States of America, not they are in South America, okay? But their relationship with the USA and their long, very long history of colonization and all of that. So there is that undercurrent still, which is the case for most of the countries in the global south. We experience the same things. So there's that undercurrent of resistance that he also embodies, right? Like white supremacy is like, fuck that. He's like, fuck that noise, I'm going to be me wherever I go to. And I really love his resistance when it comes to his language. Like he still speaks Spanish wherever he goes to. I mean, he does speak English, but then he predominantly speaks Spanish. And I just feel like that is a subtle form of resistance, right? It's like, this is who I am. Take me for me. And I love how the whole world has accepted him for that, right? It's like we don't understand a lick of Spanish, but we are still jamming to the music because it is in the energy, it is in the feeling. Like we feel it, we feel the energy of of what he's saying. We don't necessarily need to understand fully, but we feel it, right? And now Apple Music has kind of helped us out. They are doing translations now, so you can hit that translation button to understand the English translation of what he's saying. But regardless of that, like I just love that subtle protest of this is who I am, right? This is my culture, this is where I'm from, take me as I am. Or not, right? It's really up to you. That's your business. But this is how I'm going to be and conduct my life. And I feel like it's just so it's like a lesson to I feel like all of us, right? Like especially, those of us that are from the global south that are immigrating in North American countries, right? Like it's just a lesson to us to, you know, take pride in where we are from, right? It's like it doesn't matter where we end up, right? It's like I've ended up here in Toronto. But then it's like, what are the subtle ways that I can continue to be my authentic self and bring my culture with me, bring my people with me, bring bring that pride in my culture, my people, my country. Like, how can I carry that with me as I go about living my life and wherever I go to, right? Like, not necessarily, I don't want to get into that because that's just a silly thought. But it's just a wider lesson in how you can embody that authentic self, like embody your true self in the spaces that you occupy, right? And another thing that kind of struck me with the language part, because I have gotten this comment from friends before, and it's always like, come, your accent has not changed, since you started living. Even when I lived in England as well, I lived in England for 5 years, and then I moved here to Canada as well. And I always got that comment like, oh, your accent has not changed. I'm like, but why would my accent change? Why would my accent change, right? Like, I don't think that is necessary because that is not who I am, right? Like, I cannot fake me. Like, there's no way I can do it. Like, I can't do a fake version of anything. Like, it doesn't come off as authentic. It doesn't feel good to me. So why would I do that, right? So there's always this groundedness I feel like to remain true to how I sound and all of it. Because my thing is, if I am legible, if I am clear, right, if I'm speaking clearly to the next person, and English is also my first language, so if I'm speaking clearly, then they should understand what it is I'm saying. I don't need to modify my tone or my speech just for their comfort, right? Like, it won't just work out. So I feel like that is also my own sort protest. And of course, I feel like when you live in a place for a long time, sometimes that comes naturally when you've lived in a place for a long time. You start to pick up, these things in a subtle way. But just consciously, I don't think I would ever sit down and say, oh, I want to, speak in the Canadian accent. Like, no. That's not a desire of mine. It's always to remain true to myself, to be authentic to who I am, to speak in a tone, in a language, in a voice that sounds true to me. So I feel like I can relate on that when it comes to the lessons I have picked up from, when it comes to observing how Mr. Benito conducts his, artistry, right? Just from that sense of, yeah, you shouldn't change how you are for anybody, right? You shouldn't, you know, especially if you are just being yourself, then that should be okay. You should have pride in that and have, so much confidence in that, that yes, this is who I am. Hear me roar. And boy, oh boy, did I enjoy watching Mr. Benito roar like this morning. Like, oh my God. That performance was everything and more. And honestly, I just keep praying. After watching the performance, I was like, yo, I need this man to come to Toronto ASAP. I don't know why he missed it. I don't think he's still touring, is he? But I hope he announces a new tour this year so that he can put Toronto on that list because I need to see him in Toronto ASAP. Okay. So, Mr. Benito, if you're catching this, please come to Toronto. Okay. I need to see you. But thank you so much, my girlies. Thank you for hanging out with me. I just wanted to come on and just kind of like, while the thoughts were still fresh in my mind, just, share my thoughts on the Benito Bowl, what I thought about the performances, and then just, wider lessons that I, took from just the way he conducts his artistry, the way he lives his life, and also something I did not, oh my God, I can't believe I forgot to mention who I feel. I didn't complete the thoughts. But then another thought I had around why I feel he's so attracted to others is that political activism side of him, right? And that rebellious side of him as well. That's part of him that is not afraid to, like, again, be authentic to himself, be authentic to where he's from, to be authentic to his art, to be authentic to the stances he takes. Like, he's not like, look at the Grammy statement, right? The statement he gave during the Grammys, his acceptance speech, right? And he was going on about, Ice Out and all of that. Like, he's not, that's what I'm saying. He's not afraid to like take those stances. He's not afraid to incorporate them into his music. And I know he also has a philanthropic arm as well. I think he has a foundation. So he's not afraid to be political, basically. And I feel like, you know, that is one of the things that I feel apart from how gorgeous and charismatic he is, but that's one of the things that I feel drawn to when it comes to his music and his art, and how he conducts himself when it comes to his creativity and artistry. Like, he's not afraid to mix the political into that, right? He's not afraid to mix the activism into his music, into his arts. And I feel like that is very cool to see. And he's not about, just singing, and but it looks like he walks the talk, right? It's like watch documentaries, of his people back home, and well, not his people, but like documentaries of him, but like they shot it back home, so they interviewed his people and all of that, and just hearing the stories that they told about him, and the way he conducts his life, and how often he goes home, to be with his people and to be concerned about their problems that they face. I think he did something around Hurricane Maria also, that hit Puerto Rico some 10 years ago or so. So like all of that, and him incorporating that into his arts, like all of that, and him not being afraid to stand up to Trump. I just feel like all of that just contributes to his essence and the energy of how he carries himself, right? And how he chooses to express his creativity. So I feel like that is just one of the coolest things that I find about him. And I really hope he continues to do great work, because right now he basically has all of us as pots in his hands. He is undeniably the most exciting man on the planet right now when it comes to, you know, being an artist. Like he basically has it. So congratulations to Mr. Benito, honestly. Well done. Well done. And thank you for teaching us, for being a reminder, I should say, right? Thank you for being a reminder to continue to be bold in our artistic expressions, continue to be bold in how we choose to live our lives, to be authentic in how we choose to live our lives. So I think I'll just, leave you at that. It's a good place, natural place to stop. So thank you once again for hanging out with me. And if you're just seeing me for the first time, I just realized I didn't introduce myself. My name is Ekam. And yeah, I come on here to share my thoughts on different things, and also to share insights, about my life, living in a new city, living in a new country, all by myself, and the journey to building community, and just, making Toronto feel like home. So yeah, if you enjoy my energy, if you enjoyed hanging out with me, consider, subscribing, leaving me comments on your thoughts on the Benito Bowl. I would love to hear from you. And until my next video, see ya. Bye.